The beginnings were tough, though, weren't they? I mean, you're sending out demos everywhere. Nobody really wants to touch you. And it was just your manager knowing Albert Grossman, who had Todd Rundgren and the band over in the UK, that you got together and you hired a stage, performed, and then did a deal the very British way. Hotel, tea, biscuits. Deal done.
You read this, did you? It's true. It's true. Yeah. Albert came to see us again up in Islington, hallowed ground, near hallowed ground. Oh, sorry about that. You're a Tottenham Hotspur fan. Doesn't make you a bad person.
It's funny we're both top of the table, though, isn't it? For top two teams.
Equal.
Yeah.
As it should be, right? Stop that, Roger. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, calm down. Let's see. Albert came to see us. We rented this pub one afternoon, midday actually, I think it was. Set up our high watts and the Marshalls and whatever it was, and pretty smelly, dingy club. And we started playing. We played about 5 or 6 songs, and Albert was visibly taken back. He went, as soon as we started playing, it was like, whoa. And the magic words of, well, is there somewhere we could get some tea and biscuits?
It's brilliant. And then 4 weeks later, I mean, I knew you were earning good money with Savoy Brand, but 4 weeks later, you got a 10 grand check in your hand, which is big money, and you're off to Rockfield, which I'll just add here, I drove past this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was that worked great for us. Initially, we were producing ourselves. Yeah. We could play, but we didn't have a clue as far as production or engineering. The studio was great, but our production knowledge was not that hot. Anyway, Dave Edmunds had the night shift. We had the day shift from what was it, until midday to midnight, and then Dave Edmunds would take over. It was just one studio there, and we would sit and listen to Dave's stuff, and he would sometimes come in early and listen to some of our stuff, and we listened to what he was doing, and it was in another realm, much better than where we were. And so, but I believe it was our manager at the time, Tony Otida, went and talked to Dave and said, look, would you please produce us? David had heard some of our stuff. I think he liked the band. I mean, we all got on real well, and hanging out and stuff. But he said, well, not at the moment. I've got to finish my record. But as soon as I'm done, yeah. And I know that record wouldn't have done anywhere near as well, wouldn't have sounded anywhere near as good without Dave's production. Dave, as far as I'm concerned, is a fucking genius. I only saw him.
Still going, isn't he? Is he still performing? Isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought he retired back in 2017, but I looked him up a couple of days ago, and he's still doing the odd thing.
Good. No, he was great. He was a lot of fun to work with. He had some really great ideas about sounds and where to put amps and what to do with them. I remember one evening, I went back to his house and we were hanging out, doing stupid stuff like you did back then. And I had to leave. I wasn't feeling too well, probably for a number of reasons. And I remember throwing up on his doorstep outside his house, and then I drove back to the farmhouse. And I went back there the next morning to sort of apologise for being there. And it had all washed away. It rained overnight, so I felt a bit better about that. Youth.
What an album. I mean, people talk about bands that produce great debut albums. Now, when you consider where you were, sending demos out, nobody's getting back to you, and then you play for Albert Grossman and he picks you up. And the next thing you know is you've got this incredible debut album out, which makes the charts in the US. I mean, it was like a dream come true, and it went gold. I mean, who does that with their first album, a gold disc?
In fact, we were struggling to get work in England. Actually, Derek Taylor, the Beatles publicist, was working at Warner Brothers, which was the parent company of Bearsville Records. And Derek really liked the band. He actually was very instrumental in helping us. He got us a tour with Captain Beefheart. We did a 3-week tour in Great Britain. And that was a lot of fun, actually. Great band. And we probably did all sorts of things. I can't remember all the details. Other than the guys from the band would say things like that. Can you get any grass? You go, no, we only have hashish here.